Hi, I'm Ron Hope. This is a Rat Trap special for Nitro FM.
Nitro FM.
We'll start right up here. Since we're already at the front of the car, we'll start. First of all, I think I should explain how the name came to be. We're often asked how the Rat Trap name found its way into our life. Actually, it goes back to the 60s when we used to race Chevrolet-powered Altereds. The Chevrolet-powered Altereds were Rat motors, and so we were Chrysler-powered, so that became the Rat Trap. So this car, this is actually the 50th year of the Rat Trap. There was a car that preceded this car, which was kind of a normal sort of a front end on the car and normal construction. This car was originally constructed in 1968 and first ran in 1969. And it was unique because of the independent front suspension that you see. Unlike any of the rest of the fuel Altereds of the day or even today. So that kind of puts us a little bit apart from the rest, and it's more identifiable. So as we go around the car, we can take a quick walk around. You'll see that, first of all, it's a Donovan-powered car, the same as a 392 Chrysler. This happens to be a 417 cubic inch Donovan. It's pretty much like the car ran in the 60s and early 70s. 671 blower. It doesn't have a 2-speed. It has only one gear. Actually, it has a forward and reverse. That way I can back up after the burnout. But as you go around, you can see the technology is pretty much 1970. It's not anything high-tech or, modern based. So even back to, we had to make some changes to comply with SFI rules, and that's good. All of the safety rules that are in place now keep us as drivers safe, and certainly the fans in the stands. The blower restraints that you see here, originally those weren't required. Used to kick the blower off and up into the stands. Thankfully, we have these now, these restraints, in case there should be ignition in the intake manifold and blow the blower off. We're safe with this. Same was true with the roll bar. Originally, there was a 3-point cage. This has obviously a 6-point cage. That is required now for safety, along with the ISP head restraints. So 5-way belts, onboard fire system, all of this keeps us safe. Right down to the wheels and tires. The tire is actually basically the same size and width as we ran in the 60s and 70s, which in the day was a pretty big tire. By today's standards is fairly small. We've gone to a beadlock type wheel. We used to screw the tires to the wheel to keep them from rotating on the wheel. Now we have beadlocks. Those are required, again, for safety. Also, the parachutes. Because this car runs on nitromethane, and we typically run about 90% nitro, so we're required to have 2 parachutes as opposed to 1, again, for safety. And that's a great requirement, actually, because some of the drag strips we run at are short, and it requires both chutes to get out. So it's a pretty basic car. It's a 104-inch wheelbase, so about the same as I think probably a Mini, and it's got 3,000 horsepower. So if you can imagine driving down the motorway in a Mini with 3,000 horsepower. You'll see inside, again, very basic. This lever in the center is the fuel shutoff. These 2 outside levers are for the parachutes. One motion puts them all down, shuts off the fuel, and deploys the parachutes. Got a wing here to help us with a little bit of traction at speed. And this car has gone 6.35 seconds, 231 miles an hour.
If I can just ask one thing, as somebody who's not been sort of involved in the racing side of it, what's the difference between a 6-point and a 3-point?
Yeah, the 3-point cage would be basically this hoop back here, positioned maybe a little different, and one support in the back. Really, at the speeds these cars travel now, originally, if you go back to the 60s, these cars weren't traveling the same speeds they are now. That's only brought about because we understand more about fuel systems now and that sort of thing. So that's brought about the increase in speed. With that, you need to also, anytime you increase the speed of a vehicle, you need to ensure that it's safe. And all of these regulations have been put in place for our safety and for the safety of the spectators.
Yeah.
So, we're here at Santa Pod. Santa Pod is an absolutely wonderful racetrack. I'll tell you, Keith Bartlett and his team have done incredible things here, and we're so pleased that they had us back again. And we're looking forward to going out and hopefully delighting all the fans that are here for us. So thank you so much.
And thank you very much as well. Thank you.
Get up here, and you're going to put, all right, take this foot and put it right in the middle of the seat. Grab onto the roll bar. Come over with the other foot. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Now, turn around. Foot. Not on the line, on the top.
All right, on the where?
Right. No.
Just there.
There.
Right.
Same on the other side.
Okay.
Just sit down. Home sweet home.
Wow.
Okay. There you are. Forward and reverse.
Right.
Clutch pedal right there.
Uh-huh.
Most important pedal in the car.
Yep.
Throttle right over there.
Right.
There you are. You're all set.
Wow. What's it feel like? Yeah, quite scary actually, and quite. Well, it's a bit. It is scary, obviously, because you've got this engine in front of you, but it does feel protective as well. It's quite cocooning actually, and I can imagine with a helmet on as well, you're very focused.
We'll talk a little bit about the safety of this vehicle. First of all, under this tonneau cover here, on both sides, attached to the chassis, are two 10-pound fire bottles. They're activated by this button right here. When we get ready to run, I'm in all my safety equipment, which I'll explain in a moment. You're strapped in by a 5-point harness. You're tethered. The helmet is tethered in 3 places. Arms are tethered. So you're in very secure. My son, the crew chief, will pull the pins out of both parachutes and pull this pin and another one that are identified by these tags and show me 4 pins. That tells me that everything is live on the car. Parachutes, fire system is ready to go. When we start the car, obviously we roll it into the water, do the burnout, back up, and we go for a ride. But talking about the safety, some of the things we wear that keep us safe, starting with this undergarment, is moisture absorbing. It is here for our safety. It is a barrier between our skin and the fire suit. The fire suit is actually made of material that is strong enough to withstand a fire. Actually, it could boil your blood. That's why we wear this undergarment, to protect us from that. With the fire suit, you see in my jacket here are arm restraints. These come down and go into the 5-point harness. That way, should there be an unfortunate happening, car should turn over, it'll keep your arm from coming out in a crash situation. Also, the helmet we wear is equipped. First of all, this Nomex sock comes down under the fire jacket. Pants are the same material, boots are the same material, and our gloves are the same material. Inside the helmet, we can see here, is a respirator. Right here. And that helps us, the nitromethane is quite toxic, so you want to be able to breathe well, you need to concentrate, that sort of thing. Obviously, we're strapped on here, but as an additional safety item, a few years ago, we were required to have what's called air eject helmets. This valve right here, again, in case there should be an accident, it's necessary for the crew, the crash crew, to get your helmet off without causing any injury to your spinal cord. So this air eject, the crash crew would cut the strap, put air to that, and inside the helmet is an air bladder that would pull it off your head. This again helps, with the safety of things and making sure that the rescue crew doesn't do any damage to you. Also, you'll notice these hooks at the back of the helmet. They attach, once we have the suit on, they attach to this device here, which goes around my back, buckles in the front, and these buckles go up on either side. There again, that is to keep your neck secure, along with these pads, in case there should be a rollover or any type of crash. Any questions?
No.
You ready to go for a ride?
Yeah, go on.
Nitro FM.